When you think of Vietnam, it's easy to picture the vibrant colors of lantern lit streets, the aroma of steaming bowls of pho, and the lush, undulating landscapes that stretch from north to south. Yet, for so many who journey through this remarkable country, it's not the scenery or the cuisine that lingers in memory. It's the warmth and generosity of the Vietnamese people. This is the heart of Vietnam, a hospitality so genuine that it's not just a custom, but a way of life, woven into the very fabric of daily existence. Vietnamese hospitality, or Long Hieu Khat, is a living tradition shaped by centuries of history, spirituality, and communal values. Unlike the formality that often defines Western notions of hospitality, the Vietnamese approach is refreshingly informal and spontaneous. There is an open heartedness here, a readiness to welcome, to share, and to connect, even with those who arrive as total strangers. Whether you're a seasoned traveler or a first time visitor, the experience is often described as being welcomed not just into a home, but into a family. At the core of this culture is an unspoken belief. Every guest is an honor. There's a saying in Vietnam, "Khach den nha khong tra thi ban," which means when a guest comes, if there's no tea, then at least offer cake. This isn't simply a reminder to serve refreshments, but a reflection of a deeper value. Hospitality is not about abundance, but about intention. Even the humblest offering is a gesture of honor and friendship. For many Vietnamese, to welcome a guest is to elevate one's own home and spirit, regardless of one's material means. This ethos is especially vivid in the countryside, where tradition holds firm and community ties run deep. Picture yourself wandering through a rural village, the mountains rising in the distance or rice paddies shimmering beneath the sun. Lose your way, and you may find yourself guided by a friendly local who insists you rest in their home, sharing a cup of green tea or a bowl of steaming rice. It's not uncommon for travelers to be invited to family gatherings, celebrations, or even funerals, sometimes by people they've only just met. The doors are open, the tables set, and the message is clear. You are welcome here. Food in Vietnam is more than sustenance. It is love made tangible. The act of preparing and sharing a meal is a cherished ritual, an expression of care and affection. When you are a guest at a Vietnamese table, you'll find hosts encouraging you with the familiar phrases Andi, đừng ngại, eat, don't be shy, and Kutunien, Nhu Nya, make yourself at home. Hosts will often serve you the best cuts of meat or the freshest pieces of fish, quietly ensuring your bowl is never empty. This is not simply etiquette, but a heartfelt desire to nourish and delight, to make you feel valued and at ease. Even in Vietnam's bustling cities, where motorcycles weave through crowded streets and the pace of life is unrelenting, the spirit of hospitality is unmistakable. Business culture, too, is deeply rooted in personal connection. Meetings begin with tea or a shared meal, and relationships are built on trust as much as negotiation. Foreigners quickly discover that in Vietnam, a genuine connection can be the key to success, sometimes more so than any formal contract. Hospitality extends beyond the home and the boardroom to the everyday rhythms of urban life. Visitors recount stories of strangers offering directions, walking them to their destination, or taking the time to recommend a favorite street food stall, all without expectation of reward. This willingness to help reflects a broader cultural principle. To aid a traveler is to do good, a value shaped by Vietnam's complex history. The country's past, marked by colonization, war, and hardship, has forged a society that values community and resilience. Through times of scarcity and adversity, people learned the importance of sharing what little they had. Religion, too, plays a role. Buddhism, Confucianism, and ancestor worship all emphasize compassion, harmony, and respect for others. In Vietnamese culture, family and community are paramount, and helping others, especially those journeying far from home, is a moral duty as much as a source of pride. Yet, as Vietnam changes and modernizes, new challenges emerge. Urbanization, economic growth, and the influx of tourists can sometimes lead to impersonal encounters or, in rare cases, less savory experiences. In major tourist hotspots, the pressures of commercialization can dull the otherwise vibrant hospitality. Still, these are exceptions. The essence of Vietnamese warmth persists, especially for those willing to venture beyond the well trodden path and into the quieter corners of the country. Ask travelers what they remember most about Vietnam, and it's often the people, the vendor who shares a laugh while serving you banh mi, the elderly woman who guides you through a bustling market, or the family who invites you, a complete stranger, to join their dinner table. These are the moments that remain long after flights have landed and photos have faded. Vietnamese hospitality is not measured by luxury or extravagance, but by sincerity and heart. It's about the simple pleasure of welcoming another person, the belief that a guest is a blessing, and the understanding that we are all in some way connected. In Vietnam, a stranger is simply a friend whose story you have yet to learn. To visit Vietnam is to experience this generosity firsthand, to be reminded that the world is still full of kindness. It is a lesson as timeless as it is profound. When we open our doors and our hearts, we make the world a little warmer, a little brighter. So, as you travel through this extraordinary country, remember to come not just as a tourist, but as a guest. Greet each encounter with openness and respect, for in Vietnam, hospitality is not just a tradition, it is the soul of a nation, the gentle heartbeat that continues to welcome, to comfort, and to inspire all who walk its roads.